record. Here we clap. And now we can officially start episode number 2 of our officially named podcast. Let me take these off. What am I doing? I won't be able to hear you if I leave those on. Welcome back to another episode of the DNA Project with Dirk and Allah.
Hello, everybody.
We finally got the name, so we should probably talk about how we came up with that. ChatGPT takes all credit for coming up with that name. We rattled off, I think, 15 to 20?
Yeah.
And DNA Project, for some reason, stuck out better than any other one. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. And it's DNA because Dirk and Allah.
Yeah, do we put, is it N or and? N stands for and.
Yeah. Like
So.
Dirk and Allah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So podcast name, have all that. Still working on getting it on other platforms other than YouTube. But slowly but surely. It's been a busy week.
Yes. I have an update. I have an Ash Trevino update. She's back. She came back on TikTok. She's banned on her main page, but she's back on her other page. And I believe she got banned again from her other page because she was out drinking and she went to the bathroom and she pointed her phone like this while she was on the toilet and she got banned.
That's like how I got fired from Menards.
Can you tell that story?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was, how old was I? 18, 19 years old. First job, Menards Hardware. If you're maybe not from the Midwest and you stumble upon this podcast, you ask what Menards is. Picture it as Lowe's and Home Depot, but just not as, would you say more country? Is that a good way to put it?
No, I feel
Messi
like
would never be sponsored by Menards, but he was sponsored by Lowe's.
I feel like it's like comparing like Walmart to Target. It's kind of like the Walmart of like, what's it called? Like, what are those like home improvement stores? No?
Kind of. I feel like even giving it the Walmart tag is disrespectful to Walmart.
I think you just don't like them.
Not at all. So yeah, I worked at Menards. I was a night stalker, not stalker, night stalker, which basically just meant that I stocked all the shelves from 5 to 9 part-time and, going up ladders, doing all that fun stuff. And so during my breaks, you're not allowed to have your phones when you're out on the sales floor. And so every time I go to the bathroom, obviously I bring my phone with me. I had this thing, a little bit of an inside joke with the Call of Duty community that I was in, and I would take toilet selfies, and for some reason they always did really good. Don't know why. And when I say selfie, I'm talking like just here up. Some people, times when I say I took a selfie on the toilet, they was thinking I was taking a you-know-what picture. It rhymes with prick. But yeah, I posted on Twitter that I get paid to shit, and I quote, suck my ass at Menards. I tagged their Twitter, which back in the day, if you didn't have a Twitter, you were just an egg. That's how you knew you were a bot. You had an egg profile picture. And so they had an egg photo and they were private. So I was like, oh, but nobody even has this account. It's just somebody holding it. Comes to find out that every tweet that got sent to that email actually went to corporate directly. So it got sent to somebody in corporate. John Menard was close with my manager at my store. And I think about 2 months after I tweeted that, I ended up getting fired. Funniest thing about it is I deleted the tweet 15 minutes after posting. And in that time period, there was somebody who was like, you're going to get fired. And I was like, ha, 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 no, I'm not. So 2 months later, thought I was getting a promotion to move to like a sales associate position, pay bump, move to full-time, all that stuff. And that was not the case. I got called back to HR's office. The HR lady had her back turned and was laughing. And the store manager ended up laying it down on me. He had 4 sheets of paper. He flipped the first one over. It had my tweet on it. And he asked if that was me. And it was literally a selfie with my name tag that said Jamie and Menards and my blue vest. And I was like, yep, of course that's me. And he wasn't even mad about the tweet. He was mad that I was using my phone at work, which was kind of strange. So, yeah, they had sent me also the screenshot. They flipped over the piece of paper that had the screenshot of the guy saying you're going to get fired and me saying, ha, 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 no, I'm not. And then I was banned from Menards for 1 month, which I went back there as soon as a month was done. And the manager told me how stupid it was that I got fired for that. I thought it was funny, though. learning experience, social media. But yeah, that's why I don't like John Menard. The only way I like Menards is if they sponsor the podcast. But
Oh my God, imagine.
All Menards does is sponsor NASCAR.
That'd be a full circle moment. Maybe someday.
I wonder if I applied to Menards if I get hired. They told me I was eligible for rehire after all that.
Just don't use your phone.
That's boring.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's why I'm not too fond of Menards. And yeah, I can't remember the last time I ever went to Menards. Was it when did we get Christmas stuff from Menards ever?
I think we did. I think we were there not too long ago, honestly. But I'm more of a Lowe's person.
Best thing Menards has ever sold is the clapper.
The clapper?
Plug it into a wall with a lamp. Light turns on. Light turns off. That was easily the best purchase I had ever made.
That was back in the day, though. Now we have Alexa. Alexa, turn the lights on.
It doesn't hit the same, though. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But anyway, that's my story. And we had a busy week. I was in New York for the week doing Major League Soccer stuff, which was a fun time. I'm not a fan of New York at all.
Yeah, New York. Chicago's so much better. If you've been to Chicago or New York, let us know what you think is better. I think Chicago by far takes it. I think Chicago's the best city in the United States. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Correct. Best city in the U.S.?
Yeah, like city, like skyline, like everything, city vibes, city energy, it's Chicago.
Vegas has aura.
Okay, name one other place in Vegas that has aura besides the Strip.
The Old Town Strip.
He just said Strip in a sentence.
It's the Old Town. Fremont
Vegas
Street.
is disgusting. It just smells like fucking piss everywhere.
No, it doesn't.
Anyways.
Vegas, there's more stuff to do. It's more iconic.
There is not more stuff to do in Vegas. It's just full of casinos.
Exactly. There's a lot of stuff to do. But no, Vegas is way better. Like nobody sits there and says, I want to take a vacation to Chicago. There's maybe some people from Europe because of the Bulls, and like Bulls hats are very popular over there, and that's why they want to go to Chicago. But like Vegas is the place to go. It is the thing I like about Vegas so much, and that's also why I like going to other cities where like you can do what you want on the streets and don't have to worry about it. You can drink on the Strip, you can smoke on the Strip, you can do whatever on the Strip. And,
I didn't know you were a smoker.
Back in my heyday. But like that's the thing. Vegas hits different, but there's a 3-day limit to Vegas. Always.
Yeah.
You stay there for 3 days and you get the fuck out because all you're gonna do is gamble after 3 days.
Yeah.
Because you run out of stuff to do.
It's like freaking $100 to get into a good club.
But yeah, that's why I don't know. I mean, if I had to rank, let's see, top 3 worst cities in the United States. And this is
New York, Los Angeles, and
you're putting LA on the list?
Oh my God. I hate anywhere in California. I hate it. It's crowded. It's dirty. It smells bad. It smells like straight pollution. I hate California. You maybe if you're like a freaking Kardashian and you live in like a freaking nice ass neighborhood, which in that case I wouldn't leave my house. It's dirty, crowded. It takes you literally 2 hours to drive 5 minutes. Like, no, absolutely not.
If I had to say, I go New York, New Orleans.
Oh, I've never been, but it looks gross.
Hated New Orleans when I went. And then DC. Yeah, fuck. I remember going, yeah, DC, fuck DC. It's nothing against the people that are from these places. It's just the cities are so large and they are so dirty that, like, at least in California, I walk out to human shit and piss on the ground and look up, wow, mountains, palm trees. In New York, I see piss and shit on the ground. I'm like, oh, fuck, skyscraper graffiti on it. No, that's why I don't like New York. Now, the only good thing about New York is the food, but with the food comes a expensive price tag. You know how much money I spent on Uber? So I took 3 Ubers total, and so what? I was there from Tuesday to Saturday. Guess how much I spent total?
Ubers and food, like $500.
$425.
Sounds about right.
And the Ubers, one, when you Uber in New York, because now they changed like the tollways and stuff and the tunnels that you have to go through to get to the city, they have a fucking like $15. You know what? I'm going to pull out my fucking receipt that I have for this because show how stupid it is. My trip cost $15.
Did you check Lyft?
My trip fare is $17 and the total comes out to $51. You get a $13 booking fee with Uber, a MTA congestion surcharge because you're below 60 a straight for $1.50, Newark Airport surcharge at $2.50, the non-New York City originating trip congestion zone fund for $182, Newark City surcharge, Holland Tunnel eastbound $14.06, and New York State black car fund when I got an Uber X. It's not a black car unless it's literally just a black vehicle. 83 cents comes out to $51.74.
Well, you should have checked Lyft.
I did.
Lyft is cheaper.
No,
Let me
both
tell
of them
you.
are the same in New York because of all the tolls that you have to go through.
Well, let me tell you that while he was in New York on Saturday, my sister, my cousins, and I went to Chicago for St. Patrick's Day weekend, and we needed to Uber 15 minutes, and it was going to be $70 on Uber, but it was $29 on Lyft.
That's why I miss working with the NBA and have my NBA Uber account that they forgot to take me off of.
Oh, yeah. There was a lot of perks to working there.
The days. And then I remember when they took it off, I'm like, hey, I need this. And they're like, oh, sure, we'll put you right back on it. But yeah, that's I got my steps in though. You and I share like our iPhone Apple Watch activity of how many steps that we take, and I think I was breaking my steps probably.
Dude, I swear I would like get to work and I would get a notification that you completed your activity. And it was like 9 a.m. here. I was just waking up.
Oh, yeah. And I'll add on this, too, for my New York trip. I get there. I get to a hotel. This is the first hotel they put us in. I'm not going to name drop the place. It was a old-fashioned, like, movie poster type hotel. Guy at the front desk is really nice, but, like, as soon as you walk by, you're like, man, what the fuck am I getting myself into? I walk in, it's like a sauna. It is genuinely, like, 95 degrees in that place. I call the front desk. I see the air conditioner on the ceiling. And they're like, oh, there should be a remote. I was like, there's no remote. He comes up to my room and starts searching. I was like, man, I searched everywhere already. There's no remote. He goes, oh, yeah, well, that's actually controlled by one room in this entire hotel. So whatever they have it set at, you get it set at that. I was like, but there's nothing coming out of it.
The worst part is that 95 degrees to you is like 100. I mean, 95 degrees to everybody is like 130 to you. He is such a hot person. Mm-hmm. We can't even cuddle because he gets too hot.
Yep. And I tried toughing it out. I really did. I don't usually sleep with blankets, and if I do, they're really, really thin blankets. Like I'm talking bed sheet. And yeah, I tried toughing it out. I had to open up the window, and I was on the first floor of the hotel, which is fucking scary in New York. Not even for humans crawling through the window. Rats. There was a garbage can right outside the window too. And I woke up in the morning, went to go take a hot shower because I was freezing after the temperature drop when I had the window open, just to have ice cold water in the shower. So I got to take the old school, for people watching out there, Jersey Shore shower.
What's that?
Well, I think in Jersey Shore it's just Axe, just spraying it all over themselves.
Oh.
But for me, it was my deodorant and then my cologne just everywhere.
You should have taken a rag shower.
I tried, but the rag, there was no hot water, so the rag was ice cold.
Gotta tough it out.
Nope. So I didn't even smell that bad, though. It was a good part. Then I changed hotels, and they put me in a disabled room again. I always get put in disabled rooms. And it's not like that's a bad thing. There's just no desk, and there's nowhere to put your clothes. So it's a mess. Plus, the toilet sits higher off the ground, so like you're on your tippy toes when you're pooping.
Hey, it's like what are those things called?
A squatty potty.
Yeah.
But it's not comfortable, though, because squatty potty lifts your feet up.
Mm-hmm.
This has you on your toes like this.
I kind of want one of those.
I sometimes would use like the garbage cans in hotels to do it. Works perfect. Oh. So yeah, my trip was good. Shout out to the MLS and of course the lovely family OS Studios for always including me in their plans. And yeah, my pay for that will be going right towards taxes. Thanks, Uncle Sam.
Yay, we love taxes.
Did you get money back?
Haven't filed my taxes yet, but I better.
It's getting close. You actually got 28 days. Actually, I don't know if that's right.
No, there's no way. It has to be a little more than that, no?
A little less than, what, April 15th is when it's due?
Oh, yeah, so like 28 days.
Yeah, close.
Well, I'm not going to lie. I didn't have anything prepared for today, but I did find an article on Teen Vogue talking about the most popular conspiracy theories, and I thought maybe we could run it down and see if we believe them or not.
Yeah. Oh, did you want to? What's happened since over the past week with the Nuggets?
Well, they lost to the Thunder the first game. They won the second game. I knew it was going to happen. And now tonight they're playing the Warriors, and like everybody's freaking out. That's so unfortunate, because that would have been such a good game, in my opinion.
Stamp this at 9:25 p.m. on March 17th. Russell Westbrook is going to go fucking crazy tonight against the Warriors.
Either him or Michael Porter Jr. I feel like Michael Porter Jr., like, I feel like he just steps up when he knows that he has to.
He's going to be like Austin Reeves when LeBron and Luke aren't playing and just goes crazy. You'll see him take a million different shots. But, all right.
Should we check their stats right now?
Yeah. And then you said, what, we're jumping into conspiracy theories?
Yeah. I mean, it's not what I wanted to do. We can do another episode later on, like, talking about our favorite ones. But I did find an article talking about, like, the most popular conspiracy theories. So I think we can go over them and, like, see if we believe them or not. Currently, it is first quarter, 5 minutes and 44 seconds left. 21-15. Nuggets are winning.
Ooh.
And it looks like who's the leading scorer right now?
Gotta be Westbrook.
Michael Porter Jr. Like I said, Westbrook
points?
has 2 points. Michael Porter Jr. has 8.
Damn.
Aaron Gordon's at number 2 with 7 points, which Aaron Gordon went crazy the other day. He got like 7 threes, or what was it? Like 7 out of 9. What are you looking at? Oh. Incredible. I didn't know. I thought he was like a rebounder and shit.
He is. He's been like a rebounder and dunker, but he's had to change his game.
Yeah.
You should have seen Aaron Gordon when he was on the Magic. You would have had a fun time.
I only know him for his music.
I might swerve in that goal.
Okay. Oh, right. The conspiracies. Okay. Okay. I haven't read them. I did a quick glance. So the first one, which I think we've talked about this before. I didn't know it was a theory, but the first one is that Taylor Swift is working with the NFL. So it's like a PR relationship to like help gain more like attention to the NFL. Which I heard, didn't they say like during football season that like the Chiefs like sales have gone up more?
Yeah, but the NFL, like, for their target audience, wouldn't need Taylor Swift to elevate things. So, like, I mean, because if people say that's what the theory is, that means that it's a fake relationship between her and Travis Kelce, basically, is what they're saying.
Well, this conspiracy says the attention on Taylor Swift has reportedly brought in more than $330 million for the Chiefs and the NFL from viewers who watch games, highlights, social media videos, and more.
I don't think so.
You don't agree?
No.
They actually look very in love, so.
I just think that, like, it would just, I mean, I think they're capitalizing off the relationship like you should. Like, if it's one of the star players on a team dating one of the most popular superstar in the entire world, sure, I'd fucking milk the living shit out of it. I'm sure the Chiefs are very happy that all this is happening, too. I mean, they're one of the best teams in the NFL.
Yeah, I feel like they were already huge even before her, though.
Yeah, but like, I mean, obviously, you get her, all of a sudden, Travis Kelce's jerseys pop up because that's the one thing, like, the Swifties, like, what's Nicki Minaj's thing? The Barbies?
The Barbs.
The Barbs. Who else? Beyonce? What's hers? The Hive?
The Beehives or some shit.
They're crazy.
The Believers. Like, I was a believer.
They're crazy in a way that they're like crazy supportive of the people. So like she's dating Travis Kelce, and I bet his jersey sales skyrocketed #1 and sat at #1 despite like all the other players in the NFL.
Yeah, I feel like Taylor Swift and like Selena Gomez have like die hard like fans, which Selena Gomez's fans have been bullying the crap out of Hailey Bieber. I feel so bad for her. It's not her fault she freaking married Justin Bieber. I'm sorry. I think they're cute. And people say, have you heard like the theory that people who look alike, like couples that look alike, are like very compatible? Like they have similarities. And I think Justin Bieber and Haley look a lot alike, like their nose, their face structure.
But we don't have any similarities.
That's why we're not that compatible. Just kidding. Okay, back to the list. So this one, I don't know if you've heard this one, that Avril Lavigne died in 2003, and that it was like the peak of her fame, so they replaced her with a lookalike named Melissa. And it's been her lookalike all along. You've never heard this?
Wait, Avril Lavigne. What songs Avril Lavigne sing?
Complicated?
Why'd you have to go with me?
Yeah.
No, I never heard of that theory before.
Yeah, so it was like peak of her fame. There's like a conspiracy that she died, and because of like her fame was like barely taking off, they replaced her, and they like never said anything. I guess she's missing. This says that there has been changes in her appearance, including her facial features and certain birthmarks and moles that are no longer on her body. I don't know if I believe that.
No, I say no.
But I do believe that Michael Jackson isn't dead.
No, I believe he's dead. I believe
I
the
don't
king
know.
is dead.
Who?
The king.
The king? Okay. I believe this one. Princess Diana's death was not an accident.
Oh, as a Brit, she was 100% assassinated.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I've heard a bunch of different theories. I'm not sure what your thing is going to say why. But the rumor at one point was that she was dating a guy from the Middle East, and the royal family wanted so badly to keep the bloodline just pure of like just British people. And there was rumors that she was actually pregnant by this guy, I believe.
Yes,
something along those lines.
that's what this is saying.
That's when they whacked her in the tunnel. Is that what it says?
Yeah, there's another theory that the limo driver who was drunk at the time of the accident intentionally crashed the car. Because Paul was the head of security at the Ritz Hotel where the couple had departed from. Conspiracy theorists believe he might have been on the payroll of a national intelligence service group that wanted Diana dead. Others believe that Diana's medical care after the crash was deliberately sabotaged because Diana was treated at the scene and not immediately rushed to the nearest hospital. Something. This was proof that she was purposefully killed. I think she was purposefully killed.
100%.
Yeah, and if you say so as a Brit, it has to be true. Why would I ever doubt you?
And she was a queen. Princess Diana was one of the greatest human beings that was out there. She was for the people. So, and of course, all the good ones must go.
And I don't know if this is true, but is it true that she was like, she would do a lot of things that were like not against, like, but like frowned upon?
Yeah.
And like they didn't like that. She was trying to like break the stigma type thing.
She wouldn't dress how they're supposed to dress. She would go out in public all the time when she wasn't supposed to go out in public without like security and stuff like that. So yeah, but like even think of how the royal family has treated Prince Harry since who's the girl, did he marry her?
Meghan Markle.
Yes.
Yeah, and they're like they moved to California, they like left the royal family.
He left the royal family because of it, and she was claiming that they're all being super racist and all this too. So I wouldn't put it past him if Harry was in a position of power in the royal family that they would try to like do something, but that's the crappy part about being a royal family member. Like, if you're not the firstborn, you're fucked. Like, you got to hope that your brother just doesn't reproduce and ends up dying, and then you can get it. But even then, if he's married, then his wife is fucking next up. It's crazy how it works out. Like, if you are not the main child, you will never, ever be king unless something crazy fucking happens. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's freaking crazy.
Like, you would need William, his wife, and their 2 kids to all go at the same time for him to be next up.
Damn.
So, but I'm not sure if like once you leave the royal family, you can go back. I don't know how that works. That maybe my aunts do because my family's all royals, so they probably know the answer to that.
Your family's royals?
They believe that the power of England should be with the royal family.
Oh, okay.
I wish I was royal. I wouldn't be here.
Okay, this one's kind of boring because everybody talks about this one, but Beyonce and Jay-Z are Illuminati leaders. I don't know if I would call it Illuminati, but I do think there's like higher ups and stuff, and I do think they're into like sketchy shit. Not gonna lie.
I think Jay-Z, not so much Beyonce, but like I don't know. There's definitely like an elitist group somewhere in Hollywood that is doing fucked up shit, and they have like their own little private thing, which is not so private. But I mean, every high class group, there's definitely going to be like a group that's off to the side of it. So like I think like that alongside the what the fuck, Bohemian Grove, where like they make the sacrifices to the owl, where all the presidents and stuff. I think that stuff will always exist with them. I think it, in terms of the severity of it, like remember the David Dobrik video where he said that he's been at Hollywood parties and there's been just like random people come up to him and be like, we'll give you like eternal this if you sacrifice somebody in your family and ask to do fucked up shit. Like I'm sure that exists, but like I don't know how real it actually would be.
Yeah.
Like me and you have had this discussion. We've sat there, it's like, why the fuck would me sacrificing someone close to me all of a sudden just make me rich in Hollywood? Like, what does that do? Like, am I sacrificing a body and you guys are taking it and you're doing something with it? Or, like, showing my commitment to Hollywood?
Yeah, I don't really understand it. I don't get, like, how that works out. But I did see, there was this girl, I feel like I've told you about this before. But I did see a girl, her name was Simply Nessa, I think. Or Simply Ness, something like that. Like, Simply Nessa 15. She was, like, super popular on Vine. And then she started YouTube. And she like disappeared from the internet, and people were saying that she was having like a whole like breakdown, like a mental breakdown. I don't know, but it turns out that they were just like saying that because she started like exposing a bunch of stuff about like what Hollywood is like and stuff. And she's on TikTok now, and she made a video like a while ago, and she was saying about like just telling stories about crazy things that she's seen in Hollywood. And she said that one time she was at a house party and that she opened a door and that there was like a girl like laying in the middle of the room, and that all these guys were like doing things to her, and the girl was like taking it, and I guess she like tried saying that it was like a sacrifice, and that now the girl is like super popular, like next like Megan Fox type thing. So everybody speculated that it's Sydney Sweeney, allegedly. I don't know. But she said that she did see that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just crazy.
I mean,
like, how can that be?
Well, because I think, like, the Illuminati stuff, Jay-Z, yes. Apparently, fucking Diddy's got to be involved in that somewhere, because they both were on court documents of saying that they were both, I don't know if we can say the R word on here, so I'm not going to say it. But, yeah, that whole thing is crazy, because we all know there's like an upper level to Hollywood and with celebrities, and it's just the fact that they can walk around with like no guilty conscience. That's why, honestly, I think a lot of people go off the rocker when they go out to LA and Hollywood for a while.
Oh yeah.
Have you never noticed that every time a content creator moves out to Los Angeles, their life just like flips upside down within a year to 2 years? That is why I always say, like, as much as I love LA and like the scenery and the history of it, it is hell on earth. Like, it's not a coincidence that all these content creators go out there and then all of a sudden they act different. The stuff they post is different. They go off they go on the loony bin, and then they're forced to kind of like reset in their life. And there's been a lot of them, and not a lot of them are able to bounce back from it.
Yeah.
I think FaZe went out there for a while, and those guys went to shit. And then now they're all back and good after like their rebuild.
Yeah.
FouseyTube. Vitali, I think, used to live out there, and so like some of these people have been able to make a comeback, but yeah,
even
there's other ones just
recently that boxer Ryan Garcia, remember he was like losing it. I don't know. I feel like it's really, I don't know. I don't get what happens.
I think it has to be like guilty conscience, like eating you up. That's why like these celebrities and athletes who like have been linked to these crazy things, Epstein's Island, Diddy parties.
Like Justin Bieber, he was like allegedly one of Diddy's like victims, or like something, like he was a part of like some messed up stuff with Diddy too, and he like lost it for a while.
But yeah, there's higher power. Jay-Z's involved somewhere. The rest of the hierarchy, I don't even know.
I mean, yeah.
I do agree with that conspiracy, though. Maybe not so much Beyonce.
Well, did you hear, what was that girl's name? Aaliyah? She was, like, way more popular than Beyonce at first. Like, super, super popular. And she was, like, 15, and Jay-Z dated her. And there's, like, a conspiracy theory that she died in a plane crash. And there's a conspiracy theory that he is the one that, like, set it up for her to, like, die. And what are the odds that she was taking away like Beyonce's like shine, and then when she passed away, Beyonce blew up? I don't know.
Weird stuff.
Next
one.
Okay, this is like getting away from like pop culture now. Aliens built the Egyptian pyramids. I don't know if aliens built them, but I don't know who the fuck built them, because there's no fucking way people carried rocks that high up.
Well, let's start off with this.
Stop.
Do you believe in aliens?
I don't know.
I do.
I think I do, but I think that not like the stereotypical like alien. Like I think there is like other beings, but I don't know if they're exactly like how we think they are.
I don't think it's the stereotypes, but knowing that we are a planet in a giant galaxy of other stuff, there has to be like, there's got to be something else somewhere. And the craziest shit, like this is why I'm so jealous of people like fucking NASA and how smart they are. The fact that they can like discover these planets fucking like light years away, and just thinking like there's probably people like living on these planets fucking going about their daily lives in some type of fashion. And then it's like us. Like I saw, there was a video I saw on TikTok of the Mars rover with all the footage of it driving around, and it literally looks like you're in the fucking desert somewhere on Earth.
Yeah.
Like it's insane. So I don't think they built the pyramids. I think the pyramids were built legit.
You think people carried rocks on their freaking back
I don't,
and tracked up like 300 feet? I don't even know how tall they are.
I don't think I think at one point all that, so kind of like how the Grand Canyon is built, and over time like all the water and stuff, I saw a cool demonstration of it, that it built kind of like those giant crevices in there. I think those were at one point just all sand, and it was kind of like molded into a pyramid over time.
Okay.
So like I think they probably built some of it like a foundation, but yeah, like I've seen the photos of, because like these blocks that I've seen from people who have gone to pyramids before, they're fucking huge. They're not just like little blocks stacked up on top of each other. They're huge, like boulders. And I've seen the pictures of, they said that like they had rope and they had it on the sled pulling it up. That's just like,
There's no way.
It's not realistic, because then how would like you end up lifting it unless you start at the top, went up. So I don't know, but I mean I don't think aliens did it. I mean it would be fucking cool to know how it was done, but I don't know. That's for me.
Also, this is like way off topic, but like there's no way like cavemen and like dinosaurs were real.
No, I believe that.
I think they made that shit up.
I believe it. Actually, that's another good. Do you believe in evolution or the Big Bang Theory?
That's a good one. I don't know. Gorillas look too much like us.
I believe in evolution.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think the human race at one point was just fucking nothing and slowly just built up at some point. Because I should at least say this, the Big Bang Theory, is that just like snap and we're all here, just like spawned, or is it like Adam and Eve stuff?
I'm not sure. I don't think it's Adam and Eve stuff. It's like literal like just something happened and boom, and we were all here. Yeah,
no, we're definitely evolution. I believe like I don't. The exhibits that they show, and they're like, oh, look, this is like the dinosaur bones of this, and that. I don't believe. I think those are all like fake, but I do believe like in like archaeology, and people actually like dig up real bones, and how big some of those are, that like you have to piece them together in some type of way. My fear is that we get to a Jurassic World point at some point in our lifetimes where they're able to like fucking clone a dinosaur and like make one, and that scares the living shit out of me.
But like what? They're saying that dinosaurs were here but people weren't?
They said what the dinosaurs got wiped off because of the asteroids or like meteors coming down and it killed them. I think they coexisted.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I
They
believe
live
all of that.
They live like the Flintstones.
I don't know if I believe that, but I also think like there's no way people just come up with that stuff. Like aliens, there's no way that somebody's like Lex like come up with this thing that like these aliens live on a different planet. Like I feel like somebody had to have seen something to come up with that concept. Like mermaids or like sirens.
Oh.
Like somebody had to have seen something to like there's no way somebody just thinks like, yeah, there's like half fish, half human living in the water.
No,
like that has to be real. They have to have seen something.
The ocean scares me.
Oh my god, terrifying. I feel like drowning is like probably the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Actually, I feel like burning alive.
Either one, honestly.
But yeah, the ocean is a scary, scary place. I don't even like going in the ocean like when it's just shallow. It's just fucking scary, especially with like the depths of the ocean and some of the stuff that you see. Like, and I remember always watching like the videos in high school that you would have in like your science classes or something that would always show you like, oh, this going down to the bottom of the ocean, like the weird stuff that lives there.
It's also scary like how quickly the depth like changes. Like you could be like 3 feet under and then out of nowhere it just like drops and you could like, and I'm not a strong swimmer, so that's scary.
Mm-hmm. What was that? So that one was the pyramids?
Yeah. I don't believe that.
Thumbs down.
This one kind of goes hand in hand with like aliens or with space and stuff. We were just talking about space, right? Yeah. The moon landing was fake. It was. Nobody has been to the moon ever. I don't believe it. Did you know that the pictures that they take of Earth is just like we don't have a satellite or like technology strong enough to actually go all the way out, take a picture of the Earth. We don't have technology advanced enough to do that. So the pictures of the Earth that we have, it's the satellites that take little snippets of the Earth and then they combine them together. So you're telling me we can't take a fucking picture of the Earth, but we can go to the moon? There's no way. Nobody has been to the moon.
Yeah, I think how many people have been to the moon? Is it just nobody. But no, I believe I think it was all propaganda because of the Cold War that was going on at the time. So they were trying to like flex it to like the Soviets that they went to the moon. But then there's people who have like taken photos that for some reason they say that if you're in space, the American flag wouldn't be stuck like that.
Yeah.
Like just stiff out there. But I like to think that we have, but at the same time, I don't know. Like
I don't think we have.
That stuff is fascinating, but the way it doesn't help that everything that was recorded from the moon landing is so fucking old, so it just naturally looks fake with how high definition everything looks now. But
yeah, high definition that you can't take a picture of the freaking Earth.
And it was weird. I saw a video of a guy that was going with a Bible to Buzz Aldrin and said, "Put your right hand on the Bible and swear that you went to the moon," and he like refused.
Yes, there's no way.
So I would say it is fake for that reason.
I don't think anybody has been to the moon.
Why the fuck wouldn't you just put your hand on the Bible and say I've been to the moon if you didn't?
Dude, and then supposedly...
some people are like religious like that, so like swearing the Bible is everything to them, and if they don't...
No, and supposedly like we haven't gone back. Like we can't go back because they don't have like the technology to go back. How? We went to the moon once, but the astronauts are still stuck in space right now. There's no way.
Anyways. Save him, Elon.
Oh, this one you actually told me about it. The CIA had a hand in JFK's assassination.
Oh, my favorite conspiracy theory. Yes, kind of going hand in hand with the Princess Diana one. Both very young and influential. I think John F. Kennedy is the youngest president of all time, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to have to fact check myself, but I'm like pretty sure that is the case. John F. Kennedy, was the youngest ever elected president. So he was, when he was elected, is it going to tell me how old he was? How old was JFK when elected? Why won't it just tell me his age? What the fuck?
Well, how old was he when
he was 43 years old when he became president, which is fucking crazy.
That's the youngest president?
yeah.
I thought you were going to say he was like Please stop licking me, Frankie.
No.
I thought you were going to say he was like 38.
No. So he was the youngest president. The whole JFK conspiracy I love because I used to geek out so much about history. And so I'd always do my own research. I watched a million different things. I remember when I went down to Dallas with my dad for the first time, the first place that I wanted to stop at instead of actually going to the NBA arena was to go to the museum and see like where he got shot because there's a huge X in the road of where the shot happened. You could go up to the top floor of where the library was. They have everything cased in of how the exact crime scene was, where all the boxes were set up and everything too. I think that the CIA had a part in it, and the theory that I lean most towards is that, one, he was cheating on his wife with Marilyn Monroe, and so I think that the U.S. government refused to have somebody who could represent them like that, as they looked at it, it was like a slap in the face and embarrassing for the United States to have a president who would involve himself in adultery. Mm-hmm. So I think that they hired why the fuck was I about to say John Wilkes Booth? Lee Harvey Oswald to go up there and do that. But I've seen multiple theories, and it's so weird the fact that we have advanced so far in technology, but we still can't like get it down to a T of what the fuck happened. Because like the first shot I think hits him and he kind of like leans over like this. The second one blows his head backwards.
Yeah.
So, like, it wouldn't make sense if he's shooting from up here, that first shot, but then that means that there would have to be a second person where that shot came through because it just wouldn't make any sense why he backs up.
Yeah, the driver or somebody else, like the person in front of him would have been shot the second time.
Yes.
Because he was already crouching down.
And so I've seen, like, multiple theories with it. I've seen a theory that actually one of the CIA agents didn't have his gun on safety, so when he like ran over, he shot him by accident, and that's where the first shot came into. And so I've seen a bunch of different stuff, but yeah, I think that the government 100% whacked him because even post like getting him to a hospital, apparently you're supposed to have an autopsy then and there. Like whatever doctor went in to see you once you were there, they were supposed to be the ones in that hospital to perform the autopsy. And the president, they said, no, you can't do that. And they flew him all the way back to D.C. to have the autopsy done by somebody who works within the government, which is incredibly weird, the fact that that would happen. So, yeah, I don't know. And then, of course, like, Lee Harvey Oswald does what he's supposed to do. In fear of him telling the world of what exactly happened, they send Jack Ruby to go assassinate him when he's being transferred. And how weird that is that this guy's being transferred and there's not even that much security around him. It's full access to the public for him to just walk up and just shoot him. So
yeah, they weren't treating him like freaking what's his name, Luigi whatever.
I think that the CIA and the government and the mafia were all involved in some type of way. I think the government were involved with Lee Harvey Oswald, and then the mafia giving the government a helping hand, and that's why they brought Jack Ruby there, and Jack Ruby did what he had to do. So, but yeah, the government killed him, which sucks because JFK was, if you ever heard him speak in any of his speeches, people loved him. Probably one of the most beloved presidents of all time.
Yeah.
For everybody, was a very popular guy. So, I mean, that shit is just is crazy. And then his brother fucking got assassinated. I think another one of his brothers got killed. And then there's fucking just RFK left, who I don't know what the fuck's wrong with RFK.
He said that he had a brain-eating worm or something like that.
That's why he talks like this all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, what are your thoughts?
I honestly, this is when you told me, that was my first time hearing about it. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. It's all like, I don't know. I feel like the government tries to control a lot more than we think.
So there's a thing. It's even called the Kennedy curse. Is a series of deaths, accidents, or assassinations, or other calamities involving the members of the Kennedy family. So, August 12th, 1944, Joseph P. Kennedy Jr. died when a military aircraft he was piloting exploded over East Suffolk, England. September 9th, 1994, William Cavendish, Marquis of Harrington, newly husband of Kathleen Kennedy, was fatally shot by a German sniper while leading his company in Belgium. Kathleen Kick Kennedy died in a plane crash in France. Arabella Kennedy, a daughter of John F. Kennedy, died at birth. Patrick Bouvier Kennedy, son of John F. Kennedy, died of infant respiratory distress syndrome 2 days of his premature birth on August 7th. U.S. President John F. Kennedy was assassinated. U.S. Senator and Democratic presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy was shot at a hotel in L.A. Athalia Ponzo Lindsay, who dated Joseph P. Kennedy until his death, was murdered at her home. David A. Kennedy, son of Robert F. Kennedy, died from a drug overdose.
Oh, my God.
Michael Lemoyne Kennedy, son of Robert F. Kennedy, died in a skiing accident after crashing into a tree in Colorado.
Bruh.
John F. Kennedy Jr. died together with his wife, Carolyn Bassett Kennedy, and her sister, Lauren Bassett, when the plane he was piloting crashed off the coast of Massachusetts. Kara Kennedy, daughter of Ted Kennedy, died of a heart attack while exercising in D.C.
What?
Mary Richard Kennedy died by suicide. There's a wife of Robert F. Kennedy. Soyce Kennedy Hill, granddaughter of Robert F. Kennedy, died of an accidental drug overdose.
So
Maeve
basically,
Kennedy
it's all just crazy stuff.
Maeve Kennedy McKean, granddaughter of Robert F. Kennedy, disappeared with her 8-year-old son Gideon during a canoe trip in Chesapeake Bay. Their bodies were recovered by the bay later that week. Autopsy revealed that both had accidentally drowned in turbulent and chilly water. And there's there's a bunch of other stuff too, where like U.S. Senator Ted Kennedy survived a plane crash that killed one of his aides as well as the pilot.
Jesus.
So like, you don't want the last name Kennedy around anywhere, any relation to them. But hey, RFK still going strong, I guess, if you can call that strong. I mean, he actually is a really like fit guy. So
okay. I haven't heard of this one. COVID was created for population control.
No,
I don't think so.
I wouldn't
either.
think population control would be necessary. I think it was a way to get extra funding for stuff. But like, what at the time, like what was there truly for the U.S. to we're controlled anyway? Like what was there to do this to really control people? So I don't think so.
And those are like the only good ones. But oh my God, what was I gonna say? It had to do with the whole population control thing. I forgot. I lost my train of thought.
COVID times were wild.
I know.
But wait, did you live in Arizona or here during COVID?
No, I lived in Arizona.
See, it's crazy because everyone talks about like life shutting down for them.
Not mine.
Yeah, like
I wish.
For me, living in Byron is such a small town. I think they went with like the regulations of only doing like curbside pickup and stuff for like a month before they said, fuck this, we're just gonna like open everything back up.
No, yeah, we didn't have dine-in. We would do like drive-through only or curbside.
But it was weird because like they followed the regulations somewhat, but then once they opened it up, like they were getting threatened to get shut down, but then the county was like, no, we're not gonna do anything. So like life is pretty normal for me, other than having to wear a mask, like when you would have to go out in public and stuff. It's so crazy to think that we live like that.
No, ours, they were pretty strict. Like we would get our temperature taken each day. They wouldn't mix like morning people with night people. Like I was strictly like the nighttime manager, and nobody that worked in the morning could work the night shift.
Also, how comes before COVID, Walmart was open 24 hours, IHOP was open 24 hours, Denny's was open 24 hours. Steak and Shake was 24 hours. But because of COVID, they stopped.
I think they realized that they were just wasting too much labor. Like, it wasn't worth, like, what? Like, 10 people would go during freaking midnight until 7 a.m.
Well,
like,
what's crazy is that, like, for a place like Walmart, for example, they have people working overnights anyway because that's when they're getting all their shelves stocked and taking in all their inventory.
Yeah, but they probably not as many as if they're fully open.
It's crazy.
I don't know. But yeah, COVID was crazy. I got COVID once, and then I got it a second time because you brought it home.
I got it 3 times.
But you were also traveling like crazy during that time.
I still remember getting COVID tested 12 times within 24 hours. Actually, no, was it 12? 12 within like 48 hours. I had to take 4 tests. I took 2 of my own tests, 4 tests from the NBA, 2 tests when I got there, tests before I went to the studio, isolated, took a test when I got back to the hotel room, took the official NBA test, and took another test. So, yeah, all those. But
also, I just have to say, if you're getting COVID in 2025, come on.
I think it's now just called the flu. I haven't heard of anybody getting COVID.
Apparently, my cousin has COVID right now with her kids. Like, why? The Nuggets are still beating the Warriors, by the way.
Let's go. Russell Westbrook, 10 points. Nearing a triple-double?
He's at 2 points.
Oh.
Michael Porter Jr. is at 14, and Eric Gordon's at 11.
Damn.
Yeah.
Dude,
there was another conspiracy that I wanted to talk about, and I completely...
9/11?
Oh, that one was on there.
Oh.
That it was an inside job because it said that Bush wanted to go to war.
Bush wanted to go to war for, I think it was
How
oil.
does that have to do, like, what? He wanted a reason to, like, attack them or what?
Attack so we can get oil.
Yeah, I don't know. I was too young to know any of that.
It was perfect because as soon as they pinned it on one, the whole country and the whole world turned against them. And so it was a way to create oil, which, again, war creates money for the country. So, yeah, I that whole stuff, like the camera footage and everything from it and the way everything played out, I don't know. That whole thing was so sketchy. I feel so bad, too, because of everybody that lost their lives. And then you got Pete Davidson who always makes jokes about it, but he can because his dad died during 9/11. So, but yeah, I think that was a nice little government job in with 9/11. I think too. It's so crazy because in England we used to go to the airport sometimes to go eat dinner. Like you didn't need a plane ticket to go past security, so like we would go like eat dinner and like watch planes take off.
Aww.
And like have fun that way. And then 9/11 happened, and obviously now you go through all these strict security measures to be able to get there. So, yeah, there was a time where you could just freely just go past security, which is kind of nuts to think about.
It's not as strict as you would think, though. I feel like they're not strict enough.
I feel like TSA is good. Pre-check kind of scares me sometimes, but I don't know.
There's also a theory that some of the mass shootings are fake.
I don't want to get into all that. Alex Jones got sued for talking about Sandy Hook.
Well, I never mentioned that, so.
Well, that was the one people thought were fake. I don't know, but it is the coincidence all the time of like a major election or something major happening, and then you see something about a mass. Like, when's the last mass shooting?
Not even like mass shootings. I feel like something crazy always happens around election time.
I mean, like, when's the last mass shooting that was reported? I mean, I'm sure there's been some, but like the major one was leading up to the election, if I'm not mistaken, or it was when Trump took office.
I'm honestly not sure. But.
So I don't know. We'll touch on one last conspiracy theory because we're talking about the Nuggets a lot. So I feel like we have to talk about the Denver International Airport.
Oh my God!
Have you heard of that?
What is that? Yes. What?
They said it's like,
I don't know.
They said that there's a whole lot of weird stuff that's tied to like Area 51 or something in there, I believe, is what that is.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just no explanation for why like the whole underground thing is built. I have no idea. There's also a theory. I don't know if I want to. Can I change the subject really quick?
Sure. There's
a theory that underground, like in LA and stuff, there's underground tunnels for like celebrities to go.
Yeah, I saw there was the video of the guy from Starbucks and said that his NDA was broken, so he said there was a Starbucks in this underground thing where celebrities could get their drinks. And,
yeah,
like,
they're like, when do you ever see fucking Kim Kardashian like stuck on the freeway? You don't.
Which it is kind of like, it is kind of true because I feel like with how popular people are in LA that like, and they always get everywhere so seamlessly,
so quickly.
And there's no public transport. There's no like trains or subway system. I don't think in LA. or like maybe something like that. But it is crazy how you never hear like celebrities showing up late for stuff unless they're getting like police blockades. So I definitely think there's like an alternate thing that they do.
Yeah.
But it is kind of because they're not showing up by helicopter to these events. They're in fucking limos.
Yeah, it literally doesn't make sense. Like when people show up to the Met Gala, like that's in New York, but like how do they all get there on time?
I think for events like that, I think they have to plan way ahead. So I think they're there all day, but I think that
they're not there all day.
They definitely have the roads blocked off, and then that way it's just seamless, like in and out for them. They have to. There's just no other way.
Well, I do think in LA there's like underground shit because you never like. I saw somebody talking about this and they were like, you never see freaking like Kim Kardashian like stuck in traffic. Like you never see any celebrities. I think they like have access to like other. I don't know if it's necessarily under road, but that's like that the whole conspiracy is that there's like underground tunnels for them to get around.
So the Denver Airport Conspiracy is a time capsule at the airport showcases an inscribed plaque that has the Freemason symbol and the words New World Airport Commission, which is a group that has never existed, prompting the conspiracy theory that the airport is controlled by Freemasons and linked to the New World Order or other secret societies.
That's creepy.
There's rumors that like there's secret like levels to there that people have gone to and taken videos, and it leads to nothing.
Yeah.
There's like a revolving room. Like you go in, you go out, and it's just there. And we were like, "What the fuck is this?"
Isn't there like cells? Well, not like cells, but like cell-looking places like underneath the ground too.
I haven't seen that.
I think it's like a conspiracy that it's like when the world ends, like certain people will have access to get to those places.
But there's a bunch of like weird statues everywhere too, and it's supposed to have some. I've been to the Denver airport before, but I was never at the part where I was never in the area that was like in all these videos and pictures and everything. And I tried to find it, but I couldn't. There's like I think a horse statue and like a weird like gremlin statue.
It's like glowing eyes and stuff. I don't know. There's so many. I feel like there's so many that I can't think of off the top of my head, but we definitely have to like compile our favorite ones and talk about them.
Yes. But I got to talk about John F. Kennedy, so that was good.
I know. That's the one that you mentioned when I said we should talk about our favorite conspiracies.
Well, we are officially at 1 hour. I thought this was very productive. I liked the talk about all the conspiracies and everything that was going on. And yeah.
Yeah, this was fun. I'm surprised we actually got to the 1 hour mark so quickly because we had nothing planned at all. Props to me for looking up the top conspiracy theories.
We could have carried this podcast on without that too.
Name one other thing we could have talked about.
When I'm in show mode, I can fill forever. If you tell me you need an hour-long show, I'll make an hour-long show.
He'll make it 2.
Make it 3. Go for another hour.
Yeah, you talk a lot. You're a chatterbox.
Yes.
Sometimes he talks too much. I'm like,
No.
oh my God, come on.
No.
One time, we went to go visit his dad in Florida, and we had to drop off something for his stepmom, and we met her at a gas station because she was like kind of out of the way. Like she was on our way home, and there was no reason for her to like, it was like a halfway point, and it was freezing, and we had just gotten back from the airport. We were in a gas station parking lot. This man, we were there for like 2 hours, bro.
You were there for 30 minutes.
You were talking so much. I was freezing.
That was when the debate was going on.
You talk a lot. But I feel like you're making me more of a chatterbox too. You're getting me out of my what's it called?
Our next step is making your storytelling more swift and quick.
Okay, so you're telling me that I take too long to tell the story? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not a freaking robot and I just spit out random words.
I don't spit out random words.
No, you do.
I tell good stories. When I have to tell a story, I tell it in detail and smooth.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And now she's getting sassy.
No, I'm not. Oh my God. He yelled at me yesterday because he told me not to yell at him because he was downstairs and he couldn't hear me and I yelled yes and he was like, "Don't yell at me, Jamie."
What?
Gross. Okay, well that is it for this episode, I think. Why are you laughing?
No reason.
You close it out then.
I was laughing because of the smell. You tooted.
I did not.
Anyway, that's it for episode number 2. Make sure if you do tune in, and I doubt that. Well, actually, some of you might have made it all the way to the end. If so, claps to you. If you ever have any questions that you'd like to ask either of us, please feel free to drop them. We don't have a comments.
If you have any of your favorite conspiracies or any of your favorite topics that you want us to talk about, let us know, because I'm always open to learning new things.
This has been the DNA Project, episode 2 with Dirk.
And Allah.
We'll see you all next week.
Bye.